who it is, and I'm a little taken aback. It's the first time Ryle has ever called me. We always just text. I'm a texter, don't call me. Honestly, I don't like text either. I don't like responding to people at all, to be honest, but definitely don't call me. How odd to have a boyfriend for over 3 months and I've never once spoken to him on the phone. Hello. Hey girlfriend, he says. I smile cheesily at the sound of his voice. Hey boyfriend. Guess what? What? I'm taking the day off tomorrow. Your floral shop doesn't open until 1 o'clock on Sundays. I'm on my way to your apartment with 2 bottles of wine. You want to have a sleepover with your boyfriend and have drunken sex all night and sleep until noon. There goes the PG-13. It's really embarrassing what his words do to me. I smile and say, guess what? What? I'm cooking you dinner and I'm wearing an apron. Oh yeah, he says. Just an apron. And then I hang up. A few seconds later, I got a text message. Pic, please. Get over here and you can take the picture yourself. I'm almost finished preparing the casserole mixture when the door opens. I pour it into the glass pan and don't turn around when I hear him walk into the kitchen. When I said I was just wearing an apron, I meant it. I can hear him suck in a rush of air when I reach over the oven and stick the casserole inside. I might reach a little too far for show when I do it. When I close the oven, I don't face him. I grab a rag and start wiping down the oven, making sure to sway my hips as much as possible. I squeal when I feel a piercing sting on my right butt cheek. I spin around and Ryle is grinning, holding up 2 bottles of wine. Did you just bite me? He gives me an innocent look. Don't tempt the scorpion if you don't want to get stung. He eyes me up and down while he opens one of the bottles. He holds it up before he pours us a glass and says, it's vintage. Vintage, I say with a mock expression. What's the special occasion? He hands me a glass and says, I'm going to be an uncle. I have a smoking hot girlfriend and I got to perform a very rare, possibly once in a lifetime, craniopacus separation on Monday. A cranial what? He finishes off his glass of wine and pours himself another one. Craniopacus separation. Conjoined twins, he says. He points to a spot on the top of his head and taps it. Attached right here. We've been studying them since they were born. It's a very rare surgery. Very rare. This is giving Grey's Anatomy. For the first time, I think I'm genuinely turned on by him as a doctor. I mean, I admire his drive. I admire his dedication. But seeing how excited he is about what he's doing for a living is seriously sexy. How long do you think it'll take? I ask. He shrugs, not sure. They're young, so being under general anesthesia for too long is a concern. He holds up his right hand and wiggles his fingers. But this is a very special hand that has been through almost $500,000 worth of specialty education. I have a lot of faith in this hand. I walk over to him and press my lip to his palm. I'm a little fond of this hand too. He slides the hand down my neck and then spins me so I'm flush against the counter. I gasp because I wasn't expecting that. He pushes himself against me from behind and slowly slides his hands down the side of my body. I press my palms into the granite and close my eyes, already feeling the rush of the wine. This hand, he whispers, is the steadiest hand in all of Boston. He pushes on the back of my neck, bending me further over the counter. His hand meets the inside of my knee and he slides it upward, slowly. He pushes my legs apart and then his fingers are working. We'll say that. I make a noise and try to find something to hold on to. I grip the faucet just as he begins to work magic. Alrighty then. And then, just like a magician, his hands disappears. I hear him walking out of the kitchen. I watch as he passes the front of the counter and winks at me, downs the rest of his glass of wine, and says, I'm gonna take a quick shower. What a tease. You a-hole, I yell after him. I'm not an a-hole, he yells from the bathroom. I'm a highly trained myself another glass of wine. I'll show him who the tease really is. Okay. I'm on my third glass of wine when he walks out of the bedroom. I'm on my phone with my mother, so I watch him from the couch as he makes his way to the kitchen and pours himself another glass. That is some seriously good wine. What are you doing tonight? My mother asked. I have her on speakerphone while is leaning against a wall watching me talk to her. Not much. Helping Ryle study. That sounds not very interesting, she says. Ryle winks at me. It's actually very interesting, I say. I help him study a lot, mostly reviewing fine motor control of his hands. In fact, we'll probably be up all night studying. The 3 glasses of wine have made me frisky. I can't believe I'm flirting with him while on the phone with my mother. Gross. I gotta go, I tell her. We're taking Alyssa and Marshall out to dinner tomorrow night, so I'll call you Monday. Oh, where are you taking them? I roll my eyes. The woman can't take a hint. I don't know. Ryle, where are we taking them? That place we went to the one time with your mom. He says, Bibbs, I made reservations for 6 o'clock. My heart feels like it sinks down in my chest. My mother says, ooh, good choice. Yeah, if you like stale bread. Bye, Mom. I hang up and look at Ryle. I don't want to go back there. I didn't like it. Let's try something new. I failed to tell him why I really don't want to go back there. But how do you tell your brand new boyfriend that you're trying to avoid your first love? Ryle pushes off the wall. You'll be fine, he says. Alyssa's excited to eat there. I told her all about it. Maybe I'll get lucky and Atlas won't be working. Speaking of food, Ryle says, I'm starving. The casserole. Oh shit, I say, laughing. Ryle rushes to the kitchen and I stand up and follow him there. I walk in just as he pulls the oven door open and waves away the smoke. Ruined. I get dizzy all of a sudden from standing up too fast after having 3 glasses of wine. I grab the counter beside me and steady myself just as he reaches in to pull the burnt casserole out. Ryle, you need a shit, he yells. Pot holder. The casserole falls from his hands and lands on the floor, shattering everywhere. I lift my feet to avoid broken glass and mushroom chicken splatter. I start laughing as soon as I realize he didn't even think to use a pot holder. Must be the wine. This is some seriously strong wine. He slams the oven shut and moves to the faucet, shoving his hand under the cold water, muttering curse words. I'm trying to suppress my laughter, but the wine and the ridiculousness of the last few seconds are making it hard. I look at the floor, at the mess we're about to have to clean up, and the laughter bursts from me. I just realized, is he not going to be able to do his surgery because his hand? I feel like this is going to turn into an argument. I'm still laughing as I lean over to get a look at Ryle's hand. I hope he didn't hurt it too bad. I'm instantly not laughing anymore. I'm on the floor, my hand pressed against the corner of my eye. In a matter of 1 second, Ryle's arm comes out of nowhere and slammed against me, knocking me backward. There was enough force behind it to knock me off balance. When I lost my footing, I hit my face on one of the cabinet door handles as I came down. Pain shoots through the corner of my eye right near my temple, and then I feel the weight. Heaviness follows, and it presses down on every part of me. So much gravity pushing down on my emotions, everything shatters. Wait, what is going on? Like, this is so strange. I'm sorry. My tears, my heart, my laughter, my soul, shattering like a broken glass raining down around me. I wrap my arms over my head and try to wish away the last 10 seconds. God damn it, Lily, I hear him say, it's not funny. This hand is my effing career. I don't look up at him. His voice doesn't penetrate through my body this time. It feels like it's stabbing me now. The sharpness of each of his words coming at me like swords. Then I feel him next to me, his goddamn hand on my back, rubbing. Lily, he says. Oh God, Lily. He tries to pull my arms from my head, but I refuse to budge. I start shaking my head, wanting the last 15 seconds to go away. 15 seconds. That's all it takes to completely change everything about a person. 15 seconds. That's 15 seconds that we'll never get back. He pulls me against him and starts kissing the top of my head. I'm so sorry. I burned my hand. I panicked. You were laughing and I'm so sorry. It all happened so fast. I didn't mean to push you, Lily. I'm sorry. I don't hear Ryle's voice voice this time. All I hear is my father's voice. I'm sorry, Jenny. It was an accident. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Lily. It was an accident. I'm so sorry. I just want him away from me. I use every ounce of strength I have in both my hands and legs, and I force him the F away from me. He falls backward onto his hands. His eyes are full of genuine sorrow, but then they're full of something else. Worry. Panic. He slowly pulls up his right hand, and it's covered in blood. Blood is trickling out of his palm, down his wrist. Oh my god, this just keeps getting worse. So she pushed him, and he must have used his hand to brace the impact, but there's glass on the floor. So he probably put his hand in the glass. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. What's happening? Blood is trickling out of his palm down his wrist. I look at the floor at the shattered pieces of glass from the casserole dish. His hand, I just pushed him into glass. He turns around and pulls himself up. He sticks his hand under the stream of water and starts rinsing away the blood. I stand up just as he pulls a sliver of glass out of his palm and tosses it on the counter. I'm full of so much anger, but somehow concern for his hand still finds its way out. I grab a towel and shove it onto his fist. There's so much blood. It's his right hand. His surgery Monday. I try to help stop the bleeding, but I'm shaking too bad. Ryle, your hand. He pulls the hand away, and with his good hand, he lifts my chin. F the hand, Lily. I don't care about my hand. Are you okay? He's looking back and forth between my eyes frantically as he assesses the cut on my face. There's a cut. My shoulders begin to shake, and huge, hurt-filled tears spill down my cheeks. No. I'm a little in shock, and I know he can hear my heart breaking with just that one word, because I can feel it in every part of me. Oh my god, you pushed me, Ryle. The realization of what just happened hurts worse than the actual action. Ryle wraps his arms around my neck and desperately holds me against him. I'm so sorry, Lily. God, I'm so sorry. He buries his face against my hair, squeezing me with every emotion inside of him. Please don't hate me, please. His voice slowly starts to become Ryle voice again, and I feel it in my stomach and my toes. His entire career depends on his hand, so it has to say something that he's not even worried about it, right? I'm so confused. There's too much happening. The smoke, the wine, the broken glass, and the flute splattered everywhere. The blood, the anger, the apologies. It's too much. I'm so sorry, he says again. I pull back and his eyes are red, and I've never seen him look so sad. I panicked. I didn't mean to push you away. I just panicked. All I could think about was the surgery Monday and my hand, and I'm so sorry. He presses his mouth to mine and breathes me in. He's not like my father. He can't be. He's nothing like that uncaring bastard. We're both upset and kissing and confused and sad. I've never felt anything like this moment, so ugly and painful. But somehow the only thing that eases the hurt just caused by this man is this man. My tears are soothed by his sorrow, my emotions soothed with his mouth against mine, his hand gripping me like he never wants to let go. I feel his arms go around my waist and he picks me up, carefully stepping through the mess we've made. I can't tell if I'm more disappointed in him or myself. Him for losing his temper in the first place, or me for somehow finding comfort in his apology. He carries me and kisses me all the way to my bedroom. He's still kissing me when he lowers me to the bed and whispers, "I'm sorry, Lily." He moves his lips to the spot on my eye that hit the cabinet, and he kisses me there. I'm so sorry. His mouth is on mine again, hot and wet, and I don't even know what's happening to me. I'm hurting so much on the inside, yet my body craves his apology in the form of his mouth and hands on me. I want to lash out at him and react like I always wish my mother would have reacted when my father hurt her, but deep down, I want to believe that it really was an accident. Ryle isn't like my father. He's nothing like him. I need to feel his sorrow, his regret. I get both of these things in the way, and he kisses me. I spread my legs for him, and his sorrow comes in another form. Slow, apologetic thrust inside of me. Every time he enters me, he whispers another apology. And by some miracle, every time he pulls out of me, my anger leaves with him. My goodness, this is not good. He kisses my shoulder, my cheek, my eye. He's still on top of me, touching me gently. I've never been touched like this, with such tenderness. I try to forget what happened in the kitchen, but it's everything right now. He pushed me away from him. Ryle pushed me. For 15 seconds, I saw a side of him that wasn't him. That wasn't me. I laughed at him when I should have been concerned. He shoved me when he should have never touched me. I pushed him away and caused him to cut his hand. It was awful. The whole thing, the entire 15 seconds it lasted, was absolutely awful. I never want to think about it again. He still has the rag balled up in his hand and it's soaked with blood. I pushed against his chest. I'll be right back, I tell him. He kisses me one more time and rolls off of me. I walk to the bathroom and close the door. I look in the mirror and gasp. Blood in my hair, on my cheeks, on my body. It's all his blood. I grab a rag and try to wash some off, and then I look under the sink for the first aid kit. I have no idea how bad his hand is. First he burned it, then he sliced it open. It's not even an hour after just telling me how important his surgery was to him. No more wine. We're never allowed vintage wine again. I grab the box from under the sink and open the bedroom door. He's walking back into the bedroom from the kitchen with a small bag of ice. He holds it up. For your eye, he says. I hold up the first aid kit. For your hand. We both smile and then sit back down on the bed. He leans against the headboard while I pull his hand on my lap. The whole time I'm dressing his wound, he's holding the bag of ice against my eye. I squeeze some antiseptic cream onto my finger and dab it against the burns on his fingers. They don't look as bad as I thought they might be, so that's a relief. Can you prevent it from blistering? I ask him. He shakes his head. Not if it's a second degree. I want to ask if he can still perform the surgery if his fingers have blisters on them come Monday, but I don't bring it up. I'm sure that's on the forefront of his mind right now. Do you want me to put some on your cut? He nods. The bleeding has stopped. I'm sure if he needed stitches, he'd get some, but I think it'll be fine. I pull the ace bandage out of the first aid kit and begin wrapping his hand. Lily, he whispers. I look up at him. His hand is resting against the headboard and it looks like he wants to cry. I feel terrible, he said. If I could take it back. I know, I say, cutting him off. I know, Ryle, it was terrible. You pushed me. You made me question everything I thought I knew about you. But I know you feel bad about it. We can't take it back. I don't want to bring it up again. I secure the bandage around his hand and then look him in the eye. But Ryle, if anything like that ever happens again, I'll know that this time wasn't just an accident and I'll leave you without a second thought. He stares at me for a long time, his eyebrows drawn apart in regret. He leans forward and presses his lips against mine. It won't happen again, Lily, I swear. I'm not like him. I know what you're thinking, but I swear to you. I shake my head, wanting him to stop. I can't take the pain of his voice. I know you're nothing like my father, I say. Just please don't ever make me doubt you again. Please. He brushes hair from my forehead. You're the most important part of my life, Lily. I want to be what brings you happiness, not what causes you pain. He kisses me and then stands up and leans over me, pressing the ice to my face. Hold this here for about 10 more minutes. It'll prevent from swelling. I replace his hand with mine. Where are you going? He kisses me on the forehead and says, to clean up my mess. He spent the next 20 minutes cleaning the kitchen. I can hear glass being tossed into the trash can, wine being poured out in the sink. I go to the bathroom and take a quick shower to get his blood off of me, then I change the sheets. He spends the next 20 minutes cleaning the bathroom. I can hear glass being tossed in the trash can, wine being poured out in the sink. I go to the bathroom and take a quick shower to get his blood off of me, then I change the sheets on my bed. When he finally has the kitchen cleaned up, he comes to the bedroom with the glass. He hands it to me. It's soda, he says. The caffeine I smiled. Well, it worked. He brushes his hand against my cheek, and I can see in his eyes and in the way he touches me that he deserves at least one chance at forgiveness. I feel if I don't find a way to forgive him, I'll somewhat be placing blame on him for the resentment I still hold from my father. He's not like my father. Ryle loves me. He's never come out and said it before, but I know he does, and I love him. What happened in the kitchen tonight is something I'm confident won't happen again. Not after seeing how upset he is that he hurt me. All humans make mistakes. What determines a person's character aren't the mistakes we make. It's how we take those mistakes and turn them into lessons rather than excuses. Ryle's eyes somehow grow even more sincere, and he leans over and kisses my hand. He settles his hand into the pillow, and we just lie there, staring at each other, sharing this unspoken energy that fills all the holes the night has left in us. After a few minutes, he squeezes my hand. Lily, he says, brushing his thumb against mine, I'm in love with you. Why did you have to say it now? I feel his words in every part of me, and then I whispered, I love you too. It's the most naked truth I've ever spoken to him. And that's the end of chapter 14. This one was a roller coaster. I feel like it started off really cute, and I was like, oh. But wow, you guys. I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't know, you guys. For me, I'm just like, I'm conflicted. Giving her history with her family and her father and all that. I'm like, absolutely not. But we'll see. We'll see what else happens. That's all I'm gonna say on that, because wow. One thing I will say is this book is very good at drawing out emotion, because when I was reading it, like when all the cute stuff are happening, even though I'm like jealous because it's not happening to me, I'm still like, oh, and I can feel it. But when all of the heavy stuff is happening, I like can feel it. Like, I will say that much about this book. But I think that's gonna be it for this one, you guys. I'm going to go. I hope that you enjoyed chapter 14 with me, and I will see you for chapter 15 next Friday.